Hello everybody, welcome to word stress practice. So far we have learned that word stress is really important in the speech comprehensibility of the speakers. As you know, every word consists of a few syllables and there is just one syllable that takes the stress, meaning that that syllable is higher and louder and longer in duration. Now the question is, why word stress is important? We need some example to see why it is important. Well, let's imagine a three-syllable word Arabic. Well, if you place the stress on the second syllable, it may mean totally different thing compared to the time that you put the stress on the first syllable, which is a natural word stress. So the wrong pronunciation with the stress on the second syllable, it may sound like a rabbit, which may sound like a kind of animal, but the correct pronunciation is Arabic. Arabic. As you notice, there is a world of difference between these two. And we understand that the listener sometimes might be misled by incorrect word stress that the speakers use. Another example is a three-syllable word Commitee. The correct pronunciation is committee. So the stress is on the second syllable. What happens if you put the stress on the first syllable? It would sound like comedy. Comedy. It is your favorite Netflix show that you like to watch and laugh. Well, word stress is very, very important to learn. All right, let's begin with recognizing compound word stress. First, underline the compound words, then listen to the audio and mark the stressed syllables in each compound word. Take your time and read the sentences and try to find the compound words. Well, yep, the compound words are underlined. I think your guess was correct. The first one, I read the first one. He works as a teaching assistant in the English department. He works as a teaching assistant in the English department. As you noticed, the word teaching in the compound word teaching assistant and the word English in the compound word English department, they are higher in pitch and louder and longer in duration. Let's try number two. My roommate is terrified of fireworks. My roommate is terrified of fireworks. Number three. I went to the bookstore during the lunch hour and bought a newspaper. I went to the bookstore during the lunch hour and bought a newspaper. Number four. I never do any housework on weekdays because I have tons of homework to do. I never do any housework on weekdays because I have tons of homework to do. Well, I think your guess was correct. The word room in roommate takes the stress. Fire in fireworks. Book in bookstore. Lunch in lunch hour. News in newspaper. House in housework. Week in weekdays. And home in homework. In this exercise, you should provide the second part of the compound word and then read the whole compound word aloud. You can record your voice if you like. Some examples are provided. For example, the first one, as you see at the top, is air. Well, you can add port or you can add plane, and the pronunciation is airport, airplane. As we learned, the first syllable takes a stress. Other examples are football, popcorn, strawberry. You are free to add the words that you like. Take your time and provide the second syllable of each compound word. Well, the words that you produced might be similar to the ones that I have provided here for you, or they may be different. Anyway, let's practice the ones that you see on the screen right now. All right. I begin with a pause so that you go ahead of me, and then you listen to my pronunciation. Basketball, greenhouse, underdog, Superman, landlord, dustpan, salesperson, newspaper, toothpaste, windshield, workforce, playground, lifeguard, paper towel, milkshake, everyday, haircut, daydream, wallpaper. As we learned in the previous video, some two-syllable words can function both as verb and as noun. If they are verbs, the second part of the word takes the stress. If they are noun, the first part, or let's say the first syllable, takes the stress. Let's practice and read some of the verbs that are following this rule. Permit, record, present, increase, conflict, escort, address, object, upset. How will they sound if they are noun? Let's try them. Permit, record, present, increase, conflict, escort, address, object, upset. There are some examples provided here for you. Take your time and read them. You can record your voice if you like. Take your time. All right, let's read the sentences. First, I read them, and then you can compare my pronunciation with yours. Number one, they won the contract to build a museum. They won the contract to build a new museum. Number two, as they cool, metals contract. As they cool, metals contract. Number three, you need a permit to park your car on campus. You need a permit to park your car on campus. Number four, the rules don't permit mobile phones in the lab. The rules don't permit mobile phones in the lab. Let's read some further examples. I first begin with a pause to give you the chance to read the sentence, and then I read the sentence. You can compare my pronunciation with yours. Number one, I've always wanted to conduct an orchestra. I've always wanted to conduct an orchestra. Number two, she gave me a watch as a present. She gave me a watch as a present. Number three, Thomas was the main suspect in the crime. Thomas was the main suspect in the crime. Number four, what's that strange object on the top shelf? What's that strange object on the top shelf? Number five, the vegetable shop sold only local produce. The vegetable shop sold only local produce. Number one, it's my pleasure to present Dr. Stevens. It's my pleasure to present Dr. Stevens. Number two, we can't discount the possibility that John has had an accident. We can't discount the possibility that John has had an accident. Number three, the children's conduct during the concert was excellent. The children's conduct during the concert was excellent. Number four, when she asked for money, I began to suspect her honesty. When she asked for money, I began to suspect her honesty. Number five, would anyone object if we finish the meeting early? Would anyone object if we finish the meeting early? Number six, Will you give me a discount on the price if I buy 3? Will you give me a discount on the price if I buy 3? Thank you very much for watching this video.